Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And surprise, 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 there was no plan for this Star Wars trilogy.
Kathleen Kennedy always had a plan. Kathy knew what she was doing.
Kathy knew what she was doing. So we're going to talk about that apparently bringing Palpatine back was Kathleen Kennedy's idea. This is the blame game. Everybody is blaming everybody else for the dumb idea to bring Palpatine back.
Oh no, I think they're thinking it's a brilliant idea to pat each other back. I don't think they're blaming each other. I think that they're saying, oh, it was a great idea. They're also saying that no, The Last Jedi wasn't retconned, and they're also saying that there was a plan when there wasn't.
There was no plan, so we're going to talk about that. There was no plan for this trilogy. Kathleen Kennedy apparently was the one who came up with Palpatine, but J.J. Abrams took credit for it. What the hell? And this is all flies in the face of George Lucas not wanting Palpatine to come back. According to George Lucas, creator of Star Wars, what the hell would he know? Mm-hmm. Palpatine is dead.
Well, basically,
he's dead.
Since she's Rey Palpatine and she just took the Skywalker name, it is the Palpatine saga is what this ends up being. It's not the Skywalker saga because she's not a Skywalker. She just took the name because she wanted it. So at the end of the day, she's Palpatine. So it's the Palpatine saga.
Here's how the Palpatines usurped power in the galaxy. They took over the Empire, they took over the Jedi, they even took Luke Skywalker's name.
Right.
They got everything.
They won because
they won. They completely won. The history books will remember them as heroes.
Palpatines won by the power of Mary Sueism. Anyway, now here's what I thought was funny. Go back to the original story that I want to talk about. Okay, can I have the mouse? Let me have it. Okay. Well, first of all, we should tell people to subscribe.
We should. Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. We do talk about Star Wars. We do talk about other stuff. It's just there's a lot going on with Star Wars this month with Rise of Skywalker and The Mandalorian and all of the wacky articles coming out. Defending and blaming and
I was looking at this right here. Look, Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker director Abrams adores and respects Rose actress Kelly Marie Tran. Well, here's the thing. No one said that they didn't adore and respect Kelly Marie Tran. But clearly her part was cut, and, whether it be CGI or otherwise, and just because, I don't know, I'm getting off the topic, but I'm just saying, I mean, you can like the actress, not like the character. People don't understand that the actress isn't the character and vice versa. Anyway, so this was interesting, this article, and it's again taking that one stinking interview on Awards Daily, and this one in CBR and other places, they're all doing that. They took one interview, and they're breaking it up into many, many, many articles, which is hilarious because these are people that are writing these articles are out there screaming about people taking their articles and making videos about them as they take interviews from other people and write multiple articles about them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, how do you say his name? Chris Terrio. I can't remember how you say his name. I'm terrible with names, apparently. So he's talking about, it was Kathleen Kennedy's idea to have Palpatine return. Okay, so he goes on about that. He goes, Kathy Kennedy and Michelle Rowan, who is like one of the people in charge at Lucasfilm, had a clear plan for where they wanted things to end. Plan for the ending, okay? They had clear plans about certain narrative marks they wanted to hit, which I have been saying you need to do for like 2 or 3 years now, and they weren't doing it. Anyway, they gave us a lot of freedom within that. You mean like I say you need major plot points, you need to know how it starts and ends, and then you can do whatever in between? Okay. We knew that Rey and Ren were utterly key to the trilogy, but we also felt that there was no way they were going to not find a path to redemption for Kylo Ren. They had to find a key to redemption, okay? And he says about the redemption, he said we need to be redeemed, and that gets tricky at the end of episode 8 because Snoke is gone. Okay, so that we had to find a way to redeem him. We knew we had to, but Snoke's gone now. What do we do? Okay, that's the way he starts off. Okay,
Right.
Okay.
Because of Rian Johnson.
Okay, so yeah. But no, I have a point for all this. So he's talking about the baddest person in the galaxy is Kylo Ren. He's the source of evil now, and they had to do something to find a way to redeem him. And then they go down to say that, no, there was a plan the entire time for Palpatine. They just got done saying they didn't know what they were going to do with him because the Snoke happened. And now there's a plan, okay? Well, I can't speak to Kathy's overall intent. There was certainly discussed and was discussed before I ever came on. Kathy had this overall vision that we had to be telling the same story for 9 episodes. Well, I don't know what story they were watching, but I wasn't seeing the same story for 9 episodes.
This is funny.
Although from the sleight of hand episodes 7 and 8, you wouldn't necessarily know immediately that they were telling the same story. Because they weren't.
They weren't.
She thought it would be a very strong end for the 9th film. It fits well with JJ because he loves his magic tricks.
He loves magic tricks.
Anyway, what's hilarious is they're going on. Okay, in one paragraph, he's talking about, well, they had to accomplish something now because she wanted to bring Palpatine back because at the end of 8, Snoke's gone and we had to find a way to redeem Kylo Ren. But if you had a plan, as you claim in this later paragraph, that it was all planned, you just didn't know that we were hiding this stuff in from the beginning. It was, we meant to do that. He's contradicting himself between these two paragraphs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sounds like he's trying to be very political. It sounds to me like he's basically like, yeah, there was nothing in 7 and 8 that indicated that Palpatine was going to return, but Kathy claims that...
No, he's saying, although from the sleight of hand episode 7 and 8, you wouldn't necessarily know immediately that they were telling the same story, and that Palpatine, you know, she wanted all 9 stories to flow together like she had a plan. But up here, he just got done saying, we knew he had to redeem himself, but Snoke's dead, so we had to figure it out. Well, I thought you had a flippin' plan. You make up your damn mind, because in one sentence you have a plan, next sentence you don't have a plan, then you have a plan again. There was no plan.
No,
Sorry,
and no plan. We're gonna talk about that. I think we'll call the video. There was no plan.
Or then put you actually put Pee Wee Herman on there. I meant
to do that. When you rewatch the earlier films, things start to make additional sense. Ren and his devotion to the idea of his grandfather, voices always heard in his head. The similarities between Snoke and Palpatine. No, they retconned.
You can retcon that. You're writing an episode. Okay, how are we going to make this work? We have to go back and find elements of earlier films to make it look like we planned this the entire time. It wasn't planned the entire time. I wish they'd get us... the guy isn't even getting his own story straight in the interview.
Yeah, so Colin Trevorrow, this is damage control, because Colin Trevorrow came out a month before, not even a month before the movie came out, and he was ousted, and he said, no, we had no plan at all to bring Palpatine back. That was not the plan. When I was writing episode 9, there was no discussion of Palpatine coming back, but, you know, we basically got painted into a corner.
Kathleen Kennedy said they all had to be 9 movies that were all together because Palpatine was her idea.
No plan to bring back Palpatine. So he's out the door. Trevorrow's out the door. I gotta wonder now, was Palpatine the straw that broke the camel's back? Did Kathleen Kennedy try to push the Palpatine idea on to Colin Trevorrow, and he's like, that's freaking stupid?
You know what I think happened? I think what happened was Kathleen Kennedy wasn't paying attention for J.J. Abrams, or she might have been for his first movie. She figured Rian Johnson, it was Star Wars, it was going to sell no matter what. She wouldn't pay attention for Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson just undid everything from The Force Awakens, and then they had a crap storm to clean up. So then she wanted to be the boss. And then she wanted to say, oh, it's my plan, and here's my plan. I always had this plan, and we're doing this. And Trevorrow's probably like, everybody else got to do their movie, why don't I get to do mine? And, you know, and then he's saying, oh, it's because he was, then they tried to say that was because he wasn't there for the whole way through. When there was Rian Johnson, but he got to the second movie. Abrams was, but Johnson wasn't. So I'm like, that's a load of crap.
You know, a little notebook or a little, you know, some Post-it notes, sit down, have an hour-long conversation and say, here's basically what we're going to do. Basically what these 3 movies, the story we're going to tell. And the only story that they were trying to tell is the story of how Disney made more money. That's the story they're trying to tell.
But this is a load of crap. They're trying to say, oh, there was a plan, but there wasn't a plan, but there was a plan. You just didn't know it because we were just crafty like that. No, there wasn't a plan.
November 24th, Colin Trevorrow says, no plan to bring back Palpatine. November 25th, J.J. Abrams says, oh no, Palpatine was planned since The Force Awakens.
To be devil's advocate here, he could have been planned somewhat in The Force Awakens, but then, and Snoke might have been, but going to be planned to somehow tie in, but then Rian Johnson just completely threw that out the window. But I don't think there was a plan here. I really do not think there was.
So we had a lot of outlets like, oh my God, you know, here's major clues that Palpatine was planned.
Dumb.
That he was planned. These clues are so stupid. Snoke is proof that Palpatine existed. John Williams, because he plays the Palpatine, he scored it with the Palpatine music during Snoke, so that proves it.
This one was dumb.
Fighting style. She's never been trained in lightsaber combat. What the hell? Now we're reaching. George Lucas never gave us a body.
Okay, well, Han must be alive too then.
Yeah, right.
Because we never got a body up for Han. Well, the thing was blown up. Well, so was the flippin' Death Star. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no body for Han, so Han's still alive. Yeah. Everybody should be happy now.
George Lucas did not want Palpatine to come back. Han Solo could come back with robot legs like they did with Darth Maul.
There you go. Because, you know, there was no body.
There was no body.
So, you know, Han is probably still alive because there's no body.
That's right. That's right. Threw him down a bottomless pit, blew him up, and then blew up the Death Star he was on.
But no, it's okay.
It's okay.
There was no body.
But we're not the only ones calling it out. YouTube is not the only place where this is getting called out. Hey, Star Wars, why didn't you have a plan for this trilogy?
Exactly. And you know what the thing for me is? We have been saying this for years because we do stories. We're writers. We tell stories. It's one of the things we do. This is not. There were so many red flags for that there was no plan. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is going to go down in history after the dust clears. This is going to go down in history as being one of the biggest blunders in the entertainment industry ever, where you buy one of the most popular movie franchises ever, you plow ahead with the sequel trilogy, and you don't have an effing plan in place. But then you try to backpedal when people call you out on it and say, oh, no, we've had a plan. You just didn't know we meant to do that.
When we wrote the new movie, we went and found specific elements in the other movies and said that was on purpose. I mean, it was on purpose.
Oh, God. So just to bring this article up again real quick, we talked about it in a previous video, in case you missed it. Forbes is even saying Disney should have taken another year to work on this story because it was so bad. Rise of Skywalker was so bad. It was a mess. They needed to get their ducks in a row.
They were talking about how they were editing it clear up to the end, and it's just a mess. I can't even. My head hurts. You can't even make this stuff up.
You know, if you
the incompetence is ridiculous, and that everybody's blaming everybody else. It's just...
Everybody's blaming everybody else, and I think what's going to happen is, there are going to be some changes. I think Lucasfilm. I mean, honestly, I could totally see them putting Jon Favreau in.
They need to,
because The Mandalorian, you're not hearing complaints.
Not hearing like this. I mean, not like this.
Not like this. I mean, look, Star Wars fans complain about all kinds of stuff, but The Mandalorian is much more accepted because we know the people working on The Mandalorian have a clear idea of where the story's going, and they actually like Star Wars.
Right.
They're not trying to actively destroy Star Wars and troll the fans.
No. I mean, they went as far in The Mandalorian, did a story on Pirates and Princesses yesterday. They actually brought, they needed more stormtroopers. They didn't have enough costumes. They went and got the 501st to come in and be the stormtroopers in the final episodes because they didn't have enough costumes. So they went and got fans, and the 501st make their own costumes and everything because they're just really good at it. And they brought them in and let them do the stormtroopers in the show. They went and got the fans to help make the show.
Which is awesome.
That's what I'm saying. It's nice to see people respect fans instead of call them names. That's a nice little, turn of events. Yeah.
So I think there's got to be a shakeup at Disney next year. I do believe there's going to be a shakeup, but they're going to put a positive spin on it and be like, oh, Kathy just wanted to retire.
That's what they'll say, because that's like when they got rid of the other girl over Galaxy's Edge, they said that we're phasing her out. Her job's being phased out, so she's just leaving.
We always planned to get rid of her.
She knew that she was getting rid of.
Yeah,
and that's not the way she spun it when she had a chance to talk later. But, hey.
Yeah. So anyway, are we going to wrap this one up?
Yeah, there's not much else we can say.
There was no plan.
There was no plan.
All right, so please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.